There is a moment, a quiet, desperate moment when you catch yourself doing it again. Seeking their approval, waiting for their nod, hoping they finally see your worth. And in that exact moment you lose the very thing you are chasing. Because respect has a brutal law that Machiavelli understood centuries ago. The more you chase it, the more it runs. The more you need it, the less you deserve it. And the second they smell that need on you, you become something they will never respect. You become prey. This is the trap most people never escape. They spend their whole lives in a chase that makes them smaller with every step. They think respect is something you earn by proving yourself, by being good enough, by showing them you are worthy. But Machiavelli saw through this lie. He knew respect is not a gift people give you. It is a power they surrender to you. And power never flows toward the one who begs for it. Let me tell you what really happens when you chase respect. You are not just losing it, you are training people to withhold it. Every time you seek their validation, you teach them your price. Every time you adjust yourself for their approval, you show them where your weakness lives. And once they know that, they own you. Not because they are cruel, but because human nature respects only what it cannot control. Think about the last time you tried to impress someone. The extra effort, the careful words, the calculated moves to show your value. Now think about how they responded. Polite distance, measured acknowledgement, maybe even subtle dismissal. You felt it, that cold gap between what you gave and what you got back. That gap is not random. It is the space created by your own desperation. Machiavelli understood something that changes everything. Respect does not come from being liked. It does not come from being good. It does not even come from being right. It comes from being necessary. And you cannot be necessary when you are always available. You cannot be valuable when you are always seeking. The moment you chase, you announce to the world that you are not the prize. You are the beggar. Here is what happens in your brain when you chase respect. You enter survival mode. Not physical survival, but social survival. Your mind starts calculating every move. Did I say the right thing? Do they like me now? Should I try harder? And this mental noise, this constant checking, it shows on your face, in your voice, in the way you hold your body. People do not need to be psychologists to sense it. They feel it like animals feel fear. The desperate energy has a specific smell. It smells like trying too hard, like laughing too loud at their jokes, like agreeing too quickly with their opinions, like texting back too fast, like being too available. And every time you emit this energy, you trigger an ancient response in others. They pull back, not because they decided to, but because desperation activates their instinct to protect their own value. Watch what happens in any workplace. The person who constantly seeks approval from the boss never gets promoted. The one who needs everyone to like them becomes invisible. The one who tries to prove their worth every day is the first one forgotten. Why? Because when you broadcast need, you tell everyone you are empty, and empty people have nothing to offer. They only take. They take validation. They take attention. They take energy. But watch the person who never asks for respect, who does their work and leaves, who speaks when necessary and stays quiet otherwise, who does not explain themselves, who does not justify their choices. Something interesting happens around them. People lean in. People wonder about them. People start creating stories about their confidence, their mystery, their power. Without trying, they become magnetic. This is the psychology Machiavelli mapped perfectly. Humans do not respect what they can easily have. They respect what might reject them. They do not value what chases them. They value what might leave them. Every time you seek approval, you lower your price. Every time you stay distant, you raise it. Not because you are playing games, but because scarcity creates worth in the human mind. Now we flip the game entirely. Instead of chasing respect, you create conditions where respect chases you. This is not about becoming arrogant. It is not about being rude. It is about understanding a simple truth. Attention is currency, and whoever spends it first becomes poor. Machiavelli knew that power flows toward those who act like they already have it, not through words, through presence. Start with this principle. Never be more invested than they are. In any interaction, measure the energy. Are you leaning forward while they lean back? Are you talking more while they talk less? Are you explaining while they judge? The moment you notice this imbalance, pull back. Not dramatically, just enough to restore the equilibrium. Watch what happens next. They start leaning forward. This works because humans hate unfinished patterns. When you suddenly give less than expected, their brain needs to complete the circuit. If you always respond to their messages instantly, try waiting, not to manipulate, but to break the pattern of availability. If you always fill the silence in conversations, let it hang, not to be awkward, but to see who is more uncomfortable with the space. The reversal has layers. First, you stop explaining yourself. Someone questions your decision. Instead of launching into justifications, you say, "I have my reasons," and change the subject. Someone criticizes your choice. You respond with "interesting perspective" and move on. What just happened? You did not defend, you did not attack. You simply held your position without needing their agreement. Next, you become selective with your presence. Stop attending every meeting, stop joining every conversation, stop being everywhere all the time. When you do show up, make it count. Speak less but with more weight. Contribute only when it matters. Leave before the energy dies. This is not rudeness, this is value creation through scarcity. The less available you are, the more your presence is worth. But here is the deepest part of the reversal. You must genuinely stop caring if they respect you or not. This is not pretending, this is actual detachment. Because the moment you truly do not need their respect, something shifts in the air between you. They feel it. The absence of need, the presence of completeness. And that is when the magic happens. That is when they start chasing what you are no longer offering. Strategic indifference is not coldness, it is not cruelty. It is the ability to care deeply about your path while caring nothing about their opinion of it. Most people confuse this. They think being indifferent means being distant or emotionless. But real indifference is much more powerful. It is being so full of your own purpose that you do not have space for their judgment. Watch someone who has mastered this. They walk into a room and do not scan for approval. They speak and do not check if people agree. They make choices and do not look back for validation. But here is what makes them different from arrogant people. They are not trying to prove they do not care. They genuinely do not. And that authenticity is what makes them magnetic. The mistake people make is performing indifference. They act aloof. They pretend not to care. They force distance. But performed indifference is just another form of desperation. It screams, "Look how much I do not need you," which actually says, "I need you to see that I do not need you." Real strategic indifference is invisible. It is not a performance. It is an absence of need. How do you cultivate this? Start by building something more important than their opinion. A mission, a craft, a purpose that consumes you. When you have something pulling you forward, you stop looking sideways for approval. When you are climbing your own mountain, you stop caring who is watching from the ground. This is what Machiavelli meant by being feared rather than loved. It is not about creating fear. It is about being too focused on your power to waste time on their affection. Here is a practical example. Someone insults your work. The approval seeker defends it. The fake indifferent person attacks back. But the strategically indifferent person, they pause. They consider if the critique has useful information. If yes, they take it. If no, they discard it. No emotion, no reaction, just pure utility. And this response terrifies people, because it shows them their opinion is just data to you, not a verdict, not a wound, just information you might or might not use. The beautiful paradox is this: the less you care about their respect, the more reasons they find to give it. Because indifference creates mystery. It makes people wonder what you know that they do not, what you have that they lack, why you are so complete without their validation, and in trying to solve this mystery, they start chasing you. They start offering what you no longer ask for. Let us get specific. Here are the exact moves that flip the respect dynamic. First, master the pause. When someone asks your opinion, do not rush to fill the silence. Count 2 seconds. Then speak. This tiny delay does something powerful. It shows you are not desperate to be heard. You are choosing to share. The difference is everything. People lean in for chosen words. They tune out desperate ones. Body language is your silent language. Stop nodding so much. Stop smiling to ease tension. Stop adjusting your position to mirror theirs. Instead, practice stillness. Slow, deliberate movements. Eyes that hold contact 1 second longer than comfortable. Shoulders that never hunch in apology. Hands that rest instead of fidget. Your body should say, I am complete here, not, I hope I belong here. When someone disrespects you, here is the advanced move. Do nothing. Not passive nothing, active nothing. Look at them with genuine curiosity, like you are studying something mildly interesting. Then continue as if nothing happened. Do not acknowledge the disrespect. Do not fight it. Do not even dismiss it. Just let it exist in the space while you move forward. This breaks people. Because disrespect needs your participation to have power. Change how you enter and exit spaces. Most people enter hoping to be accepted. You enter bringing your own weather. Walk in like you are visiting, not auditioning. And leave before you are ready. Always exit at the peak, not the decline. Let them want more rather than wish for less. This creates an aura of abundance. Like you have somewhere better to be. Because you do. Your own life. Stop using weakness words. I think maybe. Becomes, here is what I see. Sorry to bother you, but becomes, I need to discuss something. If it is okay with you, becomes, I am going to. Not aggressive, just clear, direct, without apology. Every weak word you remove adds weight to your presence. Every unnecessary softener you cut makes your communication sharper. The ultimate tactic is selective investment. Give your best energy only to those who match it. If someone gives you surface level, stay surface level. If they go deep, you can follow, but never go deeper than they do. Never care more than they do. Never invest more than they do. This is not being transactional. This is being intelligent with your resources, your attention, your respect, your time, all precious, all limited, all yours to direct. Practice the art of the closed door. Not every conversation needs your input. Not every drama needs your involvement. Not every person needs your energy. When you become selective about access to you, you stop being common. You become rare, and rarity creates value. Value creates respect. Without you asking for it, without you chasing it, it comes looking for you instead. Now we reach the real truth about respect. It was never about them. It was always about you. The deeper game is not getting others to respect you. It is becoming someone who does not need their respect to exist fully. This is what Machiavelli understood at the core. Power is not what others give you. Power is what you do not need from others. Think about why you want respect in the first place. Validation, security, proof you matter. But these are all external substitutes for internal certainty. When you chase respect, you are really chasing yourself. Trying to find yourself in their eyes, trying to confirm yourself through their approval. But you cannot find yourself outside yourself. You can only find mirrors, and mirrors lie. The deeper game recognizes that respect and fear are cousins. Not fear of violence, fear of irrelevance. When you stop needing people, they start fearing they do not matter to you. And that fear transforms into respect. Because humans respect what they cannot influence. They worship what does not bend to their will. They follow what moves without their permission. Here is the part most never grasp. Building this kind of presence is not about becoming harder. It is about becoming clearer. Clear on who you are. Clear on where you are going. Clear on what you will and will not accept. This clarity acts like a force field. People feel it before you speak. They sense the boundaries before they test them. They know, without being told, that you are not available for their games. Watch what happens when you reach this level. The same people who ignored you start studying you. The ones who dismissed you start approaching carefully. The ones who disrespected you start correcting others who try the same, not because you demanded it, but because your presence now commands it. You change the physics of the room simply by changing the physics of yourself. The compound effect is extraordinary. Every day you do not chase respect, you gain more gravity. Every interaction where you hold your center, you become more solid. Every moment you choose your path over their approval, you become more necessary. And one day you wake up and realize something profound. They are now working for your respect. They are now adjusting for your approval. The game has completely reversed. But here is the warning Machiavelli would give. Once you have this power, do not abuse it. Do not become the thing you escaped from. Do not make others chase you for cruel pleasure. Instead, use this position to build something meaningful, to create value, to move forward on your terms. Because true power is not making others feel small. It is being so large that others want to grow. And then comes the moment, the delicious, intoxicating moment when everything flips. You are sitting in a meeting, a dinner, a gathering, and it happens. The person who once dismissed you is now fighting for your attention. The one who made you feel small is now trying to impress you. The group that never noticed you is now waiting for your word. And you feel it, the shift, the complete reversal of power, not because you fought for it, but because you stopped fighting. You stopped chasing, you stopped needing, and in that space you created, they rushed in, desperate for what you no longer give freely, hungry for the validation you no longer seek from them. This is the moment Machiavelli lived for, when the hunted becomes the hunter without moving a muscle. But here is what makes this moment truly powerful. You do not feel revenge. You do not feel superiority. You feel free. Because you realize it was never about them respecting you. It was about you respecting yourself enough to stop begging. And now that you have stopped, the whole world reorganizes around your new reality. People sense your self-possession. They feel your completeness, and they want to be near it, to understand it, to earn access to it. The same respect you used to chase is now chasing you, knocking at your door, waiting for permission to enter. And you get to choose. You get to decide who deserves your energy, who earns your presence, who receives the gift of your attention. This is not arrogance. This is sovereignty, the ultimate power Machiavelli pointed toward. The moment you stop chasing respect, you become respectable. The second you stop needing their validation, they start needing yours. This is not philosophy, this is physics. Energy flows toward those who do not leak it. Power moves toward those who do not beg for it. If you felt this truth hit deep, comment one word below. The one thing you will stop chasing starting today. Your transformation begins with that choice.